YouTube and Twitch. We are live, so we're gonna be streaming a little bit tonight. It's not gonna be too long. It's be about an hour. So then I gotta go get today's video done. But I did want to stream a little bit. To kind of show you guys kind of what I've been working on over the past few hours or days or whatever. Main thing is like I over the weekend, I actually went to a new locals. Like, it'd been a long time since I actually branched out. Cause I've only been, there's two main locals I usually go to, but this was a new one that I hadn't visited yet. It's a little closer to the house, and it's a little bit different. Like, it's giving me like a different perspective on how I usually build my decks. Typically, the locals I usually go to isn't as big as it used to be because people are moving on to people. A lot of players at my normal shop are actually playing DBZ now. Like it's, and I think a lot of people are kind of having that issue. Is that like a lot of locals are like shifting over to to Dragon Ball Super, and it's definitely affecting because like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are switching over now. Granted, it remains to be seen to whether the game is going to have long term. There's no doubt it has had a pretty decent impact on Yu-Gi-Oh as a whole because it's definitely taken a hit in terms of a lot. And I've heard this about a lot of local scenes, is that they're basically like at this point a lot of people are just shifting over, and that's kind of what I experienced at mine. So I went to this kind of new locals, and it's a lot more casual. I mean, I played Ancient Gear and Black Wings, I think, last trip, so it's definitely different than kind of like the standard kind of locals I'm used to. But there's no doubt it's a pretty decent. It's pretty cool. It definitely gives you a different perspective in terms. So it also gives me the confidence to kind of dust off some of the older decks that I might not have dusted off in a very long time. So that's one of the things I really do. It's kind of a nice change of pace, if nothing else. I'm not really sure I do plan to go a little bit more often, but okay, let me put me back on screen. Where am I? Oh. I'm not on screen right now. There we are. Boop. So anyways, that's the main thing. I mean, I'm still missing a lot of the cards for these decks. I haven't really like bought much of anything since the last card I actually purchased was at Nationals, where I bought my Dark Worms, because like I was determined that I was gonna leave that event with Secret Rare Dark Worms, even though like granted I could have waited till I got home and ordered them, but I wanted to have them for just to have them. And it is pretty good to finally like it is good to finally have that hollow copy of Dark Worm. But anyways, we're not gonna be streaming too long. That's the main thing, is that we're not gonna be streaming too long, but we are. But it's not gonna be up. It's not gonna be up. And it's not something. It's something I would want to do at least once a week for you guys, so you have some kind of like live content and time to talk with me. And I did try to make sure I had this set up in advance. I know 5 o'clock, on a Wednesday is not the most convenient time for everybody, but it is. I'm gonna give it the. Sorry, I pulled up my restream. Now we gotta pull that up another tab. That's my restream. It's actually it's new software. I actually I'm trying out because I was like, well, there's got to be a way to do YouTube and Twitch streams at the same time, so I'm not like segregating you in one place or another. And turns out there was. So Restream's something I've been trying, and I really do like it so far. There's other platforms I think it can go to, but I haven't really experimented much yet. But anyways, main thing is let's go ahead and get to the gameplay, because that's what you guys are here for. So let me exit out. Admittedly, like, and the other thing is, like, I've been playing, like, over the past year, I think I've played 2 decks. I've played I played Pendulum pretty much since, Lynx we had the first round of Lynx. Then I took a break and played Spiral because Double Helix came out, and then I went back to play, and then, I mean, I own a lot of other decks, but I've basically been playing nothing but Pendulum and Spiral consistently for the past, past year or so, and I needed something else to play, because like you guys know Pendulum is like the Pendulum mechanic is by far my favorite mechanic. So Dark Geox, what's up? It's been a while, man. I've been so busy, I haven't had as much time to stream, so it's good to see you again. But admittedly, like the new locals is pretty cool. I do so, and it gives. I mean, I got bodied. I was playing Pendulum, and I got bodied by Ancient Gear one game, so it kind of gives you an idea. But I do think that it's kind of nice to have a kind of more casual locals where I can dust off some of my older decks. Although there is a few meta, but I think it's always good to give an older deck a bit of fresh coat of paint. Hello there. That's probably this always want to be one of my favorite. And I'm a massive Star Wars junkie, so like that's always, that whole meme is always going to be one of my favorites. Hello there. Oh yeah, it's gonna take a minute to fix this. I want to actually have the chat up, so it's probably gonna look ugly for a few minutes in OBS. Let me fix that. Let me fix that for you guys. I forgot I needed to have the chat up so I could actually read it. Here we go. Shift. Perfect. There we go. That's better. Let's play chicken strips. No, chicken strips left. Oh, rip. But anyways, like it's actually been pretty fun. It's actually pretty kind of nice to, like. Granted, I'm still playing pendulum based decks. I'm still trying to figure out, like, I still have my 3 Electromites and everything else. It's just I'm needing something else to play. You know how it is. It's like you've been playing a deck for so long that you kind of just need a break from it. Granted, like I don't know. My build kind of I'm still not know if you really need 3 Electromites, but like I admit, if you're playing against pure Sky Striker, that's when you want, like, it's the same thing I felt that like someone said about Zoo, I think it was. Ooh, kind of an awkward hand, but we can work with this. So now we're kind of in a point where, like, if you quit a Wild Dark, so like we got Link Summoning and we got quite a bit ago we got Link Summoning, and Link Summoning is Link Summoning is so Link Summoning kind of happened. We got that earlier this year, so now we're in a format where the whole link mechanic in general, I think me and Brad kind of agreed from the get-go that extra linking was a mistake. And now, like, if you're basically, you have extra monster zones and you can make the U board is what it's called. So if you have link monsters pointing to every zone, you can lock your opponent out of their extra deck. It's really not fair, and it's something that should not exist, but this is Konami, so I think we both me and Brad agreed that it was a mistake from the get-go. So like that's one of the things now is like we're in a format where it's like we're in a format of Yu-Gi-Oh where it's like we're in a format with the way Yu-Gi-Oh is right now. It's that we're kind of in like what we were with Spiral last year. It's a very die roll based format. So it's one of the unfortunate parts. It's not like I don't like Yu-Gi-Oh. It's just I feel like we're kind of just at a point where they definitely need to do something. Like early Link format was really fun, but at the same time now it's like you basically have to open like a hand trap, and even then there's no guarantee that you're going to completely stop their combo. Activate. Okay. And then summon from deck. But basically, like, Yu-Gi-Oh's at a point where it's become pretty die roll based, and that's on. What's up, man? It's been so long. That's why I miss a lot of you just like streaming, because it's super fun to like just hang out and be with you guys. Been super busy, like with having your job, so like it's been really good. It's just the hours aren't like super spectacular right now, unfortunately, but it is what it is. But I'm really like I'm happy there. That's the main thing that matters to me. Like, you can't really put a price on that. I think we're gonna go ahead and banish this one. There we go. I'm trying to calculate if this is an OTK because I have the soul set, so. Yeah, it's his game. But it's been good. Good. I have a new job now, so it's a lot less so that's the main thing. That's the main thing that's been nice. Sorry, I'm trying to multipass. Wait, it's only when you battle a mountain. Yeah, I just realized that like partway through that. Well, I'll still have the apprentice on board, so I can go for a tomahawk play here, so I can like do some cute Link shenanigans. Actually, ending on a topologic bomber dragon would actually be good here because I think that would be the optimal play, is to see if we can get out bomber dragon. Because that card, last time I heard, bomber dragon's pretty good. It's like the definition of you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, we gotta get Genius out of here. Yeah, it's nice to see you, Dark. Go ahead and get back to work, man. It's always good to see you guys. Okay, so it has to be one normal summoned or set monster. Yeah, it wasn't normal summoned or set, so we can't make that. Okie dokie. You right, though. Kind of one of those weird situations where I really wish I had Proxy Dragon. So I'll probably have to use the other token here. This is so awkward. Yeah, I need to work on this extra deck later, I guess. Because I really want to get Topologic out, but I can't. Because I guess I can still make Skull Dread. No, like this is just not gonna be good. It's okay. It's gotta be 2+ effect monsters, so can't I use like? Yeah, I guess I have to do that. There's Phoenix, Cerberus, I guess. So can I use 2 Link 2s to make a Link 4, right? I mean, unless I'm stupid. I guess I can use 2 Link 2s to make a Link 4. Is that like not how it works? So that's a pretty good. Like, he can't use spells. If he tries to summon monsters, I can just nuke his board. I should have set the impermanence. That was a misplay. Topologic's also pretty good when you go into time, as with the new time rules. Like, it's pretty decent. Because that extra, like, you need to do as much damage as you possibly can. And sure, that's fine. Go for it. What does this one do? You can banish this from your grave. Special summon. Okay. And monster special summon activate. Tribute this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. That's fine. Sure. I mean, I guess I mean, it's a way to get rid of it, I guess. But like, what do you do from here? Like, there's still you still have no spell access, and like you can't do anything. So, kind of curious what he does with this. Admittedly, it's been a while since I played DM, and I haven't. It's been a while. Sorry, what? Negate the activation, you destroy that card. Yeah, it was activated. It's a mandatory effect. It's... Why would the token be... Like, the token doesn't... Oh, yeah. The reading is hard. Maybe this... During end phase is turn. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Okay. It's been a while. Reading is hard. Reading is hard. I don't know that, like, I forgot to read. Like, I think you guys, long-time subscribers will know that Aura has a bad time reading cards. Reading is hard. Well, I mean... It's been a while since I played DM in general, so like or used Tomahawk. Okay, yeah. Go. But overall, I think the biggest issue I noticed is that like I can't do anything with some of the tokens, so I need like more. I definitely need more. I need more ways to like actually use the tokens. I still have Flare Metal in here, but I honestly don't think I'm ever going to touch it, to be completely honest. And True's Mana just seems like it doesn't really fit what this deck wants to do. I don't really know what I was thinking playing that card. I mean, I have Claire and Ruska in here, but I don't... It's really just here, like... It's really just here as fodder for your Rod. Or where... Whenever, like, if your Rod gets Ash Blossomed and you're going second and you go into main phase 2, you can actually make Ruska. And Ruska's a dark spellcaster, so it gives you tribute fodder for your... Whatever it's called. It gives you tribute fodder for your Rod, so you can add it back, which is pretty nice. Okay, so I probably just need to play another Link Spider. This is what I was noticing, is that I needed another way to do something with the token. So probably just need to play a second Link Spider and I'll be fine. I feel like the stream just seems too quiet without some music, so maybe I don't know. I don't really know even what I want to listen to nowadays. Let me see if I can find it. I mean, the last song I think I legitimately, like, half the time nowadays, like, I'm so far behind on, like, whatever, like, other people are listening to nowadays that I can't keep track. Like, I'm still that guy who's like, oh, Bruno Mars was good at a Super Bowl a few years ago, and I do like his music, but like I'm like the last person to know everything. Oh, let me go. Oh, I'm playing Pendulum. My bad. One, two, three, four, five. We're gonna just go. I have the time. A lot of times on stream, I used to have, when I used to stream regularly, I used to have a timer I would put on to where like I would give my opponent 30 seconds, and if they didn't like respond, or when they would start to argue, and then after that I was like, okay, I'm done. Yeah, I guess I just got free reigns to go off. F. And I did set up Nightbot for you YouTube guys as well, and the CGC page is because some of the we've had some changes over the past, since I was streaming regularly. Now the old page is now the CGC page, so it's one of the pages basically when the APS page we changed over the APS page to CGC. I got the Facebook page because that's what I'm the one who actually keeps track of it for the most part, and Brad got the Discord. The Discord's a lot more active in most cases, but I haven't gotten any responses so far, so Electromite. I actually think here the best thing to do is because I'm kind of missing a combo piece. So I think the best thing to do, since I really want to pendulum summon harmonizing, so I think the best thing to do instead of stacking chrono like we usually would, which isn't bad, but we kind of need a low scale in this case. So I think actually setting putting Wisdom Eye in the extra deck is a good idea. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good card to draw. Draw 2 cards. I'm pretty cool with that. That's actually getting both the Cerberuses out of the way after we've already resolved one is pretty good. Can't use our Wisdom Eyes now, but it really... Oh, you're right. I gotta use Pendulum Call. I have to. Because I can't use the Wisdom Eyes in my hand. So we have this gate 0, so we can make the Vortex play no problem. I don't see a way, and we can make a rank 4, I guess. Usually I make Tornado when I'm going blind. And Jackal, I think, would be good here in case he activates a spell card. And I think all we need to do is the Harmonizing and the gate 0 from here. So few targets left in deck. So that's, I think, a pretty standard opening move. There's some situations where I do make Omega and I'm going blind. I don't know what I'm playing against. I think making Omega kind of gives you an idea what you're playing against. So, in this scenario, you could do instead, I'm thinking, you could summon the Harmonizing here in one of the Electromite spots, so you could make the Omega pre-Pendulum summon, which is pretty good. Okay, Photon Thrasher, interesting. Might be playing against Skokie. I have no idea, if I'm completely honest. Okay, so Photon Advancer, you can special summon. Okay, so you've got 2 warriors, so definitely probably going to see an Isolde. Which is a card we are definitely going to negate. Kind of interesting, though, that, I mean, it's been a while since I've even seen a Photon Thrasher. It's one of my favorite, like, I still have it on my list to get a playset of Ultimate Rares. It's one of my favorite old cards. I really do like Photon Thrasher. You long-time subscribers probably remember the old Battle and Boxer days. Okay, so how are you even summoning that? Like, okay, reveal. Okay, reveal and Photon, special summon card. Okay, so you target one of these. Good, okay. So we're playing against Galaxy. Okay. Well, the biggest thing I think we need to probably... Tornado's not going to do really much here, but I don't think Dweller really would either. I'm not an expert on the new Galaxy support, but they pull stuff out of the grave. They don't activate grave effects from what a little bit I've seen of the deck in action. There we go. Take that cursor off. It's kind of bugging me. Okay. I'm just kind of wondering where he goes with this. I mean, he can make the big link, I guess. But, like, I'm pretty sure... Because you can negate the effect on summon, I guess. But, like, I don't know if that's really good. They don't really play a lot of spells, so I don't think I'll be able to get counters on my Jackal either. Which sucks. Okay, so what's this do? You can target one Photon. I mean, I know the general what these cards do, so I don't know how to do that. Equip discard hand to field that target. Okay, that's fine. So why would you normal summon that? Why wouldn't you just equip it to one of these monsters? Like, I don't understand what you're doing. Like, why would you normal summon Orbital? Why wouldn't you just equip it? That would make too much sense. That would make too much sense. That would make way too much sense. It's like, why would you normal summon that? Like, I'm so confused. I'm so confused right now. Why would you normal summon that? Like, just go, man. Like, I don't, ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, so the big 3, 4. This guy's going all in. What are you making? Probably like a Skull Dread? Like, are you really gonna commit that much? I mean, Vortex can negate if you try to boil load one of my monsters. That's not, you can't, like, I literally did a bunch of research on how that effect worked when I read the card. I was like, okay, so can you activate its attack reduction effect so you can't respond to the other effect? No. I mean, you can make boil load, but, like, boil load, Vortex can just negate boil load in this particular instance. So it's like, you're not really getting anywhere. I mean, you can make Skull Dread, but Vortex is, again, just going to negate it. So it's, I'm kind of interested to see what he could do in this, like, committing 4 monsters. Like you could just make the Galaxy Link and then maybe make a Cerberus to try to pop my Vortex. Like, what I would have done was activated the, I believe the Link has an effect to discard a Galaxy Photon Dragon to pop a card. So I would have used that to bait the, and then I would have summoned 2 monsters, maybe made a Cerberus or something to clear the Vortex at least off the board. Like, there were ways he could have played this out a lot better. Like, he could have equipped the Orbital and then used it to search. But I'm guessing, like, I don't know really what he can do in this particular. Like, you can make Borla, but it's not getting you. I'm guessing he just didn't want to put a counter on my Jackal King, so that's why he didn't equip it. Like, it makes sense, but it doesn't seem super practical. Okay, Boral Sword Dragon. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. You can change one attack position monster to defense mode, and it can attack twice. Okay. So, like, I'm going to negate it. Like, you aren't resolving Boral Sword Dragon here. 3 plus effect monsters. I'm just kind of curious, like, why he did the play this way. It seems kind of awkward. Awkward. Opponent cannot activate. Like, you can't switch this to defense mode to prevent the other. Okay. So, I'm actually reading the card. This needs the card gain attack. I can't. Sure. So, defense. Boop. It's not like I can't respond to that effect anyways, so. I mean, I guess it kind of made sense doing that instead of making the... I'm just seeing what I can fetch back from the grave. Or do I want to fetch something back from the extra deck? I'm just debating. Like, what are you attacking here? I'm just curious. I mean, yeah, you can clear the tornado off the board, and the jackal, but I don't really think it gets you much of anywhere. Although this is one of those instances I kind of miss having the decode talker, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. I can just, like, I think I can just Ignister it away on the following turn. It's not that hard to get over a Boral Sword, especially when you give your opponent a free zone to summon monsters. You attack Metaltron first. That's fine. Take 5. Take 9. Oh! Do I have targets left in deck, though? But that's a pretty good top deck. I don't think I have target. I have, like, 1 Black Fang left in deck. This is so bad, but so good. I don't really need to. Like, I've got game, but I kind of feel like being bad and styling on this guy. I just don't understand why he would make that kind of awkward play. I mean, I can summon more from the extra deck, but I just need to go for game and not be bad. Let me think. Okay. I mean, if I just Ignister that away, it should be game. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna play around. Read this again. It's a quick effect, so like, if I clear wing it away, it shouldn't be a problem. I don't know what it's doing. Stop that. Do. Stream might cut out because my power just kind of did a little bit of a surge, so just bear with me for a moment. Sorry about that, guys. I just had like a brief kind of like powers have been surging like a little couple times today, so I do apologize for that. I just wanted to make sure everything was like all set up before I started going again. Alrighty, go ahead and host. Although we don't want to play Pendulum, we want to test other decks. Although I do admit that like Pendulum's just something I go to because I've been playing it for so long that I feel like it wouldn't really matter what they did on the next list. I would still find something that worked. Like, yeah, they ban or limit harmonizing. Oh, okay, I'll just play Zephyr because Zephyr pretty much does the same thing. That's good. Alright, good. Go ahead, and we'll go ahead and add Circle. You know, Circle's a pretty good card. Time I checked. And activate Circle. We're going to add. Kind of sucks though that that's not exactly a great combination of cards to be top decking. I probably should have knowledged first. Should know by now. That is no bueno. Except 4 cards, and we can't do anything with any of these. Wow, okay, pass turn. Go ahead. Definitely should have knowledged first, because that's kind of like 4 traps, and like all I can do is get 1 search. That's not good. I should have knowledged first and then activated the circle. We all learn the hard way, don't we? Although I don't have any... I shouldn't have said all these. I just realized that now, because... Okay, Galaxy's going to hit the board. Okay. Like, he's probably going to OTK me, because I don't have any live cards on the board right now, so which kind of sucks, but... Oh, well... Oh, no, close. There we go. But I do think the interesting thing is that with the way like Darkage made the point he's been out of the game for a while. So like if you walk in now, you'd probably have like and you hadn't played in like a year, you'd probably have no idea what's going on. Like you might have briefly heard about Link Monsters, but explaining like how they work now as opposed to maybe like a year ago, like it just shows how drastic like power creep. Wait a minute. Okay, just making sure. Okay. I was thinking for a minute, I was like, did he have a Cyber Dragon engraved in the first place? But I had to double check. Reading cards is important. Reading cards is important. See, if I would have waited and knowledged first, like that's the whole thing. I don't know if I like the whole metaverse, the knowledge thing, because sometimes you won't always have a spellcaster in hand. Okay. I mean, I'm probably going to get OTK'd here because I really don't have anything, and he gets about to swarm the board full of monsters, which sucks, unfortunately. Oh, by the way, you can request music in the chat. Just hit !song. So, this is the Twitch one. Okay. Well, I have both my Nightbots are active at the same time, which is kind of like, it's annoying to have to manage both, but if you do want music, you hit !song request. The auto DJ will pull it up. It's just, I haven't had any new music to actually put in the stream, so that's one of the reasons why it's not like, okay. I'm not paying. I'm not. But that's one of the reasons why like there's not music like there used to. I have cleaned out my old playlists and because I wanted to have something new. Okay, so he linked off the core. Okay, so he's making Seeger. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty then. Okay, effects. This is also Cyber Dragon. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. And another one. Like, heart search, yeah. I mean, you think you would be able to OTK me here, like, you know, you're playing Cyber Dragons, like, and I have nothing. I have 4 dead set cards. Well, what I should have done first was, I always forget, like, I want to activate, I always forget you have to activate draw cards, then circle, not the other way around, so, unfortunately, like, that was just a big misplay on my part. Okay, so, making a link 3. Interesting. Summon Sorceress. Yeah. Four set cards and every one of them is dead. So bad. Like you always have that love-hate relationship with Dark Magician as general. I love that. Like I love Dark Magician as a deck, but like that there's something to be said for running less copies of Navigation and like standard lists. I've always ran 3 copies of the traps. Like you won't find a bigger advocate of playing. Like I always play 3 Navigate and 3 Soul in every set I play. But then you always have those situations where you open with all the traps and they're all dead. Although it's one of the reasons why in this build I'm playing multiple Illusion Magic, because like I've always kind of liked Illusion Magic at 2, because it's definitely not a card you want to search with Rod. You want to search Circle or Navigate. I'm going Pendulum again. Like my bad, I should have been playing DM. Oh well, I get to go first. Yeah, I don't understand why DMAC is a weird one to me, because my thing with DMAC is that they really just needed to put a hard once per turn on its effect. Like, I understand, okay, like, but you also have to think about, like, in 2018, like, when DMAC came off the list, like, Monster Reborn was still banned, and, like, the main card that made, the deck a problem, the main card that made, DMAC a problem was Dimensional Fusion, and that thing is never, ever coming back in any stretch of the imagination. Like, it is a broken card. It's never coming back. And that was the main problem, is like now even if it wasn't if it searched a spell, it cycled a spell on summon, like there's only one rule, like realistically speaking you aren't searching more than like the only way to get it back from the banished pile is like DDR. And DDR, you're taking a neg-1 like to get it out. So it's like, I mean, DMAC could have really just needed a once. If they were really that afraid of the card, it should have gotten a once per turn the effect, and it would be fine. It's because there's not, realistically speaking, there's so few ways to actually get it out. Like, yeah, if you were playing Infernoid at the time, I guess you could get you could go Reasoning, but like that's not that good. Like, it's not. Okay, so he only set 2 cards and set a monster, so we gotta go in here. Effect summon. Boop. One of those set cards is probably gonna either stop or negate our Electromite, but like I'm kind of prepared for that, so at least so. I have a scale in hand, so I'm not totally screwed, I guess. That's kind of what you get for putting... That's what you get when you put all your eggs in the Electromite basket. Yeah, it's going to get bottomless. Okay, that's fine. Bottomless in 2018, boys. Okay, so what are we going to put on the top of the extra deck? Something we want to actually summon, so... I already have a Chronograph in the extra deck, so I think the best thing to do is to put our boy Jackal King in the extra deck since our Electromite got stopped. He has a second bottomless. I'm just like, yeah, you yeah, you can have that. You can have that. That ain't even one I'm mad at. I'm still gonna make the Electromite. Like, it's just a matter of if, not when. Alrighty. So I can go Electromite. Maybe put. It really doesn't matter what I put in this particular case. Well, Clearwing only hits face-up monsters, so the best thing to do here, I think, would be make Ignister. It's one of those situations where you kind of need an Ignister here. It really doesn't matter what I put in the extra deck at this point, though, so I'll go ahead and put that one. Ignister! I've already Pendulum summoned, so I can probably afford just to pop one of these. Not the best card top deck. Would have kind of rather drawn something else, but it's all good. We got this. I'm trying to think what I want to do here, because I mean, if I make Ignister, I have to pop something. So, because I really just like to get rid of that back row, honestly. I just like to get rid of the back row because, like, I don't know what his set monster is, but I'd like to get rid of that back row first. First. I'm just wondering, I mean, I can't really do anything with a third Electromite even if I make one. I mean, I guess I could make a Summon Sorceress, but, like, that's kind of, like, just overkill, I think, at this point. I have an Ash Blossom in hand, so it's like, unless it's, like, something really, really dumb, I mean, we're going to attack. Attack. Sure, I don't really know what you're bringing out. I mean, I don't know what you're bringing out with a Howling Insect. Okay, sure. It's been a while since I've seen that card. Long time. A Howling Insect in 2018. What is this year? Is this Howling Insect? I haven't tested Herald yet. I'm going to do that after this game. So I did say I would test Herald later at some point. It's just I keep forgetting to switch my primary deck. This is what I've been testing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are you playing Howling Insect in? Like, there's nothing to float into in 2018. I mean, go for it. I mean, Howling into Howling. Is he really going to go Howling into Howling into Howling? What does this do? It's right by balance. It's a graveyard. You can add 1 level lower deck to your hand. I mean, I don't really know what you're adding, so go for it, I guess. I mean, granted, maybe I overextended a little because the Electromite did get bottomless. Okay, Parasitic target when face monster field. Can attack. Effects. Targeting and insect monsters are negated. I mean, that's fine. Go for it. I mean, I don't know what you're doing. I mean, I could have made, like, I guess I could have played it a little differently, maybe cleared the, but like, I don't play Cerberus, like, it's Pendulum. You don't play Cerberus or, it's Pendulum. You don't play Cerberus or, I mean, even nowadays, like, if I was going to play an insect-based deck, I'd be playing Resonance Insect, because that thing is a lot faster than something like Howling Insect. If you really want to search, like, insects, like, that's the card you're using in most cases. It would be something like, what is the card? It's like, wherever it's sent to the graveyard by any, like, I think it has to be sent from the field to the grave, and then it searches level 5 insect, and then when it's banished, it, sure. I mean, let me read this card. Equipped monster becomes insect. Cannot attack insect monsters. All effects that targeting an insect. So, it doesn't target. I mean, either field equipped to the card. Okay, sure. That's fine. What are you special summoning? Like, are you special summoning a battle floater? Okay. So, yeah, put that back. Stop that. GG. GG. Like, there hasn't been a good insect deck in a very long time since Exactors. You are right. But honestly, like, the last time I saw, like, a decent, like, I built a decent, like, let me pull up the card now. So, like, basically, like, the way to build insects, like, from what I remember, now this is from, like, the old, like, CGC tournament days, but it's a card called Resonant Insects. So the way it does is, the problem is there's not really any good targets to search off of it. There's, like, Doomdozer, Anteater, Eating Ant, and the new Insect Queen. That's literally all this thing has to search. But if you're playing an insect deck, you probably play this, and usually I've seen planned insect hybrids because you have Sacred Tree. I'm not really sure what it looks like in 2018, but I'm sure you can build some kind of Naturia Traptrix hybrid that's not horrible. And it's just, it really does miss Level Eater, because, like, that, one of the cool things that deck can do was dump Level Eater to the graveyard. That's one of the things that made it good, was when you banish Resonant Insects to summon something like Doomdozer, because, like, what you would do is you would send Resonance Insect to the grave, and then Resonance Insect searches Doomdozer, and then you banish Doomdozer and, what was the card called? Doomdozer and Vermilio to summon. You'd banish Insect and Vermilio to summon Doomdozer. Then when Resonance is banished, it sends Level Eater to the graveyard. It was one of the better, like, but obviously, like, we don't have Level Eater anymore, so I have no idea what the deck would look like nowadays. If I'm completely honest, it has been a while since I've played Herald in any, like, granted, this is kind of like a more fun and kind of like, it's kind of the build I played at the regional last year. God, it was almost 2 years ago. And this is not this one. There's another one. This one. No. Cyber Herald was it called. Okay. This is more like the one I played at the regional. Granted, it didn't play Gildogger in the main, but it's kind of similar in that it runs the Ida 10s and the Sephiras, which they do really. I understand why people don't play Sephira and Ida 10, obviously, but I don't like I like having the option to kind of like get. Sephira allows you to kind of like. One of the things that made Dinosaurs so good was that you could go one of the things that made Dinosaur so good was that you could lock down your opponent with VFD, and then you could OTK them. Well, that's kind of the same theory I've always had with Saphira. It's that Saphira, having a buffed Saphira with Idaten allows your deck to make more aggressive pushes, and fixes one of the problems Herald's always had, is which is putting decent attack values on the board. Like, all granted, like, it's not as consistent as just playing kind of like your... And this list doesn't really play Christia, but like it's you just don't have a lot of room. There's very little negotiable room in Cyber Herald. Although I would say I would probably nowadays I'd actually play that new Foolish Burial thing that sends Arclight to the grave's pretty decent little card. But I don't know if I would probably play that over Gale Dogger because it doesn't take your normal summon. So you wouldn't have to play Brilliant anymore either. Okay. Ooh, it's a pretty decent little hand. I got the prep. Got the Dawn. That's pretty good. Oh, yeah. Sure. Like, don't tell me we're playing a mirror match, because I don't think this list even... I haven't played, like... What was his name? I mean, Manju typically is a ritual deck staple, but I don't always play it in, like, your standard Herald list, because you have so many other normal summons, and everything Manju searches, Ben 10 usually searches too, and you have prep and pre-prep. So it's like, you really need your normal summon for stuff like Scepter, Dogra, you know, other things. Oh, Necros. Cool. It's been a while since I've seen Necros. In terms of artwork, one of my favorite archetypes ever, just in terms of, like, I really wish I could have played the deck in its prime. It is a really cool deck. I know it's, like, not a popular opinion, but I really did. Like, in terms of art, Necros was pretty cool. So, reveal. So, you got to reveal Ritual Monster. So, you're going to reveal that Brio. And this one's... And another Davri Ritual is going to hit the board. Necros, PogChamp. Yes, Necros. Free my boy Struett. I'm trying to think of ritual decks that have actually been like... Yeah, Necros is one of those things initially, like, I never hated Necros. Like, the decks of that format I didn't like was, like, Cleese. I didn't really like Tellers either. Tellers I hated because they got Roto limited, though. Like, Necros was a deck I really do enjoy. Like, I don't... Yeah, with Klee wasn't totally unfun to play. It was just... the Floodgate variant was just annoying to play against. Like, I hated Teller. I didn't like Teller Knights, which granted, like... I didn't mind... Like, I don't mind Burning Abyss now because of how it is, but I did not like Burning Abyss just because I feel like it was really lazy archetype design. That's just me, though. But I like Burning Abyss now, because while it all does the same thing, it all foils down to Dante. It's not much different than Pendulum when you think about it. All funnels into the Electromite, so... I like how now Burning Abyss, I like because of how toolboxy it is. The unfortunate thing is if he does have that Unicore out, he's going to get the Unicore out. It's going to cut off a lot of my extra deck plays, so I really am going to need to draw. I do have a Ben 10 out, so I can, like, actually probably get over his, but I won't get my stick and chair pops. I'll just get the draw, so. Yeah, Shaddoll's are a good, they'll always be a good, fun deck. Shaddoll was a deck I really wish I would have played in its prime, because of the bunch, it was definitely my favorite. I love Shaddoll's. Still wish they would bring Construct back, but I understand why she's banned. There's just so many. But, like, if they put Construct would be perfect at 1. Like, 1 is where Construct needs to be. So, hey, Guardian, what's up, my man? If you you seem kind of new here. If you haven't followed the stream, be sure to follow. Tune in more often. So, okay, so Unicore and 2 monsters pass. Okay, I'm fine with that. Ooh, yeah, that's a good card. That's a pretty good card to draw. Construct isn't the problem so much as the things it can send to the graveyard. That's the way I always looked at it. Don't K me, Kappa. Alright, I just need to follow. Hopefully, like, my notifications are actually working this time. I'm pretty sure I have it somewhere. It should pop up unless I didn't even bother checking that, to be completely honest. I forget. Oh, what did okay, Streamlabs. Okay, alert box. It should be popping up unless I like just misread how to, unless I didn't have it working right. Should pop up in a minute unless I'm like, I just forgot how to actually have it up. Okay. So we do have the terraforming for the ritual sanctuary, but I don't really know if we have spells we want to pitch. So let's get the Herald out first. There it is. Oh, sorry, you got beat up by Lucario, man. But anyways, Guardian, I always appreciate the follow. I always do appreciate you guys following me, because I do plan to stream a little bit more often, at least once a week. If you guys do enjoy, you can tune in as well. Yeah, the thing about Herald is the main thing is the deck is super hand trap prone. There's so many cards that like are literally just, you can end their entire turn. Like if I was playing the build, move here and put in defense. So we have already used our normal summon though, so we aren't going to be able to use the Guild Dagger here, unfortunately. But I do think that we probably have a way to get the, so I don't have enough spells engraved. So Sanctuary, I don't know. It's going to, getting that Unicorn off the field is going to be a pain in the rear end. I mean, like, that's the thing about a card like Unicorn, is that you're going to have to make, like, really kind of awkward plays to get rid of it. But I can do is, okay. So I won't get the pop on summon, unfortunately, because of Unicorn's effect. But I can actually do is make Ouroboros, then take a card out of his hand, because I'm not necessarily scared of the set cards. The main thing is, like, just getting the Unicorn off the board. It's a lot less scary that way. I mean, target cards, turn it to the hand, send one random card. I'm just reading these. It's been a while since I've actually played this deck, so I'm actually having to read cards this time. Okay, so I don't want to leave. I probably, let's go ahead and go to bat. We got to get the Unicorn off the board first. I mean, we can try to activate Deltros' effect for the pop, but it won't activate in this case because Unicorn is out. Yeah, he has a Valk in hand, doesn't he? Motherfucker. I forgot he had the Valk in hand. Does he still pay the cost, though? Let me read Valk. Come on, you still, I'm pretty sure with Valk, the cost is activated, so if I'm not mistaken, it's been a while since I played against, like, Necros. I'm pretty sure you still pay the cost here if you... That's not cost, what? Alright, I'm not in the mood to argue, but I'm going to look that one up. I'm pretty sure that's how the card works. Like, I'm not in the mood to argue right now with Dueling Book Scrubs. The biggest thing, I think, is we just need to go, okay, main phase 2. You only have one spell engraved, which is unfortunate. But let me think. Because I only have one in hand, and that's not good. Okay. Terraforming, Ritual Sanctuary, add that. It's an extra spell in my grave, which is pretty nice. Then activate effect. Discarding. I just need another negate in my hand. That's the main thing. Like, I just need to search out another negate. It doesn't really matter in this case. He still has 3 cards in hand left to play with, though, so it's not exactly good for us. We do have 2 negations, but I don't know if that is a good thing. Also, Guardian, if you're interested, you can also, like Nightbot does have the YouTube channel linked. I will plan to have a video up pretty much as soon as the stream's not going to be too much longer. Probably only send you. He has 4 cards in hand. I think we can just, sure. We're just going to let that go through because, like, I want to see where he goes with this. Because, like, the thing about, it's kind of like playing Herald is kind of like playing Counter Fairies in that you only have so many counter traps. So, like, you have to be careful. Like, you have to kind of be careful what you negate, like, is what I'm saying. It's not like True Kings True Dracos where you kind of have, like, it's pretty, like, the plays are pretty self-explanatory. You kind of have to be careful what you do, what you use, and when you use it. I mean, if I don't take too much, the biggest thing is against Necros is that he's already gone through his limited cards, so, and he has cards on board, so I'm not really sure, like, he can add a Valk, and that's fine, but, like, it's not going to really, like, it's just going to prolong the game a little bit, is all it's going to do. We do have 3 spells engraved, so if we do have put another spell in the graveyard, we can bring our Scepter back and get us another search, which will be nice. We can maybe make a link play with our Deltaros. I'm just not really sure. Like, I think he has Candles activating. I'm going to negate that. Yeah, we are definitely going to negate that. I'm going to negate that. Get out of here. Stop it. Get out of here. Thinking. This is just a single. Thinking. Yeah, we are going to negate that. Nope. No. Nope. None of that. Nope. 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 This is a single kind of playing with against randoms. That's all it is. Nope. Get out of here. Nope. Because we know that one of those cards in hand is a Valk. So whatever that other card is, he's going to have, like... Wait, he does have the mirror in hand, but I don't know if he has the levels to summon anything. Well, he can't. The levels of these are kind of awkward, so I don't really see what he can summon with. If he has a mirror in hand, I don't really see what he can bring back minus Brionic, which is fine. I mean, Brionic can't get over Herald in this case, so I'm not really sure what he would bring back with mirror if he had the Necros mirror if he has it. Yeah, so that's fine. Because Necros require exact tributes. Like, that's how all the cards are worded. So, that's the main thing. It's like, what are you bringing? So, you can bring... I mean, you can bring Brionic back and spin this back, but you're still not getting Herald off the board, which is the whole problem. I mean, you can bring Unicorn back, but, again, like, it's just going to get beat over. So, like, I'm just not sure what he's going to bring back in this case. Because, like, nothing really, like... doesn't have the levels to summon Valk. He can summon Brionic, but I don't really think it does a lot for him in this case. So, but he can't. Field. Or no, I'm thinking of Cycle. Actually, I'm thinking of the wrong one. Like, he doesn't have the levels, if I'm not mistaken. It's just a single, so he can actually summon the Valk out of his hand by tributing this, then banishing the Unicorn. I just don't know if he wants to do that. I get all the ritual spells confused. Cycle's the one that reses from the grave. I mean, I do think there's a chance that Shruit could come back. I just think Unicorn is the one. Brionic possibly as well, but Unicorn is the one I think that's going to sit at 1 for a very long time. It single-handedly craps on Link decks. It is the best Necros monster, and always, in my opinion, Unicorn is the best Necros monster. I know that, like, sure. Unicorn is the best Necros monster, in my opinion, because of it is a next deck floodgate, and it cycles back your entire resources, all of your resources. So I think Valk is definitely like number 2 in my opinion. Then you have Trish, then maybe Brio, then Trish. But like Unicorn is the best monster in the entire deck, just for the things that it does for the deck. So, oh man, he's gonna get my Herald off the board. I mean, technically, yeah. I mean, Valk effects. Yeah, I don't really. I'm gonna take some damage here. Fortunately, Herald's not gonna sit on the board much longer. Yeah, all I have is the Dogra in hand. I have to admit, it has been I haven't. Okay, so Valk's attacking the Deltaros. I'm fine with that. Just sucks I didn't get the pop effect because of Unicorn was out. It's the only thing. But that's the thing I do think about Necros is that, like, I think you could bring Shuret back, but I just don't think that Unicorn just single-handedly craps on the Link mechanics. So, like, that's why it's never coming back. No matter what. I've still only got 3 spells in Grave. So I can't bring back Stick to get a search. Not the card we wanted to draw. Definitely not. Definitely not. She's just going to beat over our Herald in the next turn. Rip. I don't think there's anything I can do here. Ripperonis, man. Yeah, I'm just... Oh, yeah. I know, right? I mean, he's got it. I mean, granted he didn't. I could have normal summoned the Dogger. I gotten the double search, come to think of it. But, it happens. We're just kind of messing around anyways. I'm not a huge fan of Dogra in that, like, it's a good card, don't get me wrong, but, like, it's kind of a card you have a love-hate relationship with, and it's definitely a card you side out going into when you're playing against Trickstars and going into time. Well, it's what people always kind of, like, tell me, like, they're not willing to pay, like half or whatever for whatever card in, whatever deck it is, and I'm just like, the thing is, like, you pay to win the game. You know, pardon my meme, but, like, you want to pay. The fact is, like, most of the time, like, when I activate Destrudo, I'm typically... I have no idea why I'm in Unlimited. I shouldn't be. Should be advanced. Oh, there we go. Deck contains too many copies of Firewall Dragon. This must have been a really old list. I have no idea. I think it was the only, like... I think it was one of those older lists where I was playing multiple Firewall Dragons. But, like, I'd like to play the build that kind of revolves around Venus, but the whole problem with that deck is, like, you're just playing worst. You're playing, yeah, I know it's Cyber Hope. You're playing worst World Chalice because it's heavily reliant on resolving, Venus. Like, if they stop your Venus in any means, like, that's the whole build around the deck, is that, granted, like, you can recur it with Sanctuary if they ogre it, but I do like that build. It's just worst World Chalice. That's all it is. It's like, you must resolve Venus. It's fun, though. I mean, being able to use Venus 9 times in a turn is pretty broken. Oh, wow. Okay, like, I'm good with this hand. If it'll actually let me do everything. Okay, so first we are going to activate Brilliant Fusion. Sending Garnet, and we're also going to send our chair. This build doesn't play the Fluffle engine. It probably should, but it doesn't. I'm paying that life points. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I realize this list does not have the... Oh, my God. I didn't put the... How did I take the Heralds out of the extra deck? Oh, my God. I didn't realize the Heralds were not in that extra deck because I think I tweaked it at the last minute. What was I doing? Okay, that needs to come out. Wow, I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, that can come out, and then we put the Herald of the Arclights in. God, what was I thinking? Okay, we're going to put those in there where they belong, so we don't being retarded, because, you know, something Aura does all the time. It's one of those things where I know that, like, that new Foolish Burial card, I think I like a lot in this deck, at least. Should be pretty good. Okay, I'm probably going to play on Link Percy as well, probably in my other day. I'm just not sure if I'm going to stream on Saturday because I might go to locals. I haven't decided yet. Because the new locals is a lot closer, so it's more feasible to Uber out there than the other. And plus, like, it actually has people who play Yu-Gi Mons regularly, so I don't have to worry about it too much. I'm just checking my phone, just like buzzed. Forgot GOG.com. I still have notifications from GOG. I mean, granted, the only reason I actually like use GOG is because, like, I don't know. I just like CD Projekt Red. I mean, I'd like to support them more, but they don't have a whole lot of really like crazy games on their platform because it's mostly older games than like Witcher. So, I mean, I love CD Projekt Red. Like, not just because the Witcher games are fantastic, but like just the way that like they're like the stance they took on like anti like DRM and just makes me happy. Ooh, okay, like this is a playable hand at least, you know. we do have like we can work with this. We can work with this. I'm fine with that. God, it's too quiet. I need some music or something. Alrighty. I just don't. I don't even know what to pull up because let me. I don't even know why the stream is called Tay. Let me actually fix that right quick. I'll fix that later. I just don't know why the stream is called T for some reason. I'll rename it whenever it's done. I really don't know why. It shouldn't be. I went out of my way to make sure. Okay, set a monster pass. I don't think I bricked. Not twin bits. I don't know why it was T. I'm going to go fix it in a minute after the stream is over. I'm just going to go ahead and keep it up so you guys can at least watch. Oh, wow. Okay, Droll for the turn. Yeah. That's a pretty good card. That's a pretty good card. Yeah. Now I got to end my turn. Droll's a pretty good card. This is one of the things I do think I need to have. I'm probably going to change it after this. I definitely think it needs to have Called by the Grave. I think Brilliant's good, but I also think the Gale Dogrick. Ooh, Spiral. Let's see what he does. I just don't. Oh, I actually see the stream up, but I can't. I have the wrong thing up. Okay. See, I can actually read. So I can actually read your thing from here. So okay, let me actually pop out chat. Okay. Well, I can actually read the chat now. See, like, I don't really understand what happened last time. So maybe I just had the wrong chat up. I don't know why it put that one up and not the other one. Oh, seeing the reading. I'm reading the chat now. So like, my bad for not actually checking the chat. Sure. I don't understand why like it did the multi-stream thing. Maybe I didn't set up my re correctly. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, now it fits it. Any opinion, but like I'm reading the thing now. So, reading Thunder Dragon's actually pretty neat. My buddy Corbin's actually building them, and I do think they're pretty cool. I'm just not really sure like how like if they're going to be super fantastic. Like, to be honest, that's the only thing. Like, I think it's really good. I think if you go first and do all your combos, it's pretty nuts. Like, but like. The deck is good. The reason the deck's so good is it's a very anti-meta E deck. So like, and everything needs to search, and they have an easily solvable fusion that can stop searching. That being said, the deck is really. I do think the deck's pretty cool. I just don't know how practical everything is, but we will see. I just didn't realize must have not tweaked my setting correctly when I should have checked my restream settings first. Yeah, there we go. It's fixed now. I should have checked my restream settings first. My bad. But they are pretty cool, I think. I've seen a lot of them in action. But Corbin, they said, though, Corbin, one of the other admins on the CGC Discord, was saying he doesn't even play Lavania, the new Chaos Dragon. He said it's not as good as you would think in the deck. You don't really need it. The Invoked variant, I think it's good. You can play it both pure and with Invoked. It's just, Invoked as an engine is just kind of boring. As much as like I want to play Mech Knights, it's like I don't really want to play them with yeah. Let me pull up my yeah. I just don't really know whether know how good, but they are pretty cool in terms of design, so that's pretty neat. So, but I do think they're pretty cool. I think it's one of the few decks I've looked at that seems pretty cool in action. Kind of cool seeing Spiral. I mean, I still remember at Nationals what happened. So I was sitting there. My buddy was in round, I think, 8. Round 8, I think it was. And this is where he got his third loss. He was playing Trickstar Sky Striker against, I don't know, it was a mirror match. And I was sitting watching the table kind of next to him. I think his girlfriend was watching, so I was kind of talking to her, explaining what was going on. But it took the judge so long. It took the judge so long to come over that they had to get a time extension. It took the judge 15 minutes. The whole ruling was the guy went Phoenix, and the Spiral player went Phoenix to pop a back row when the Phoenix wasn't co-linked, and he tried to Ash Blossom it. And we've had... If you guys ever have a question on a ruling, check out the Judges Lounge over on Facebook, because they've had rulings about this for months since the Nightmares came out, and they've said you cannot Ash Blossom a Nightmare unless it is already co-linked. So they took them like 10 minutes just to figure it. It took the judge it took the judge over like 10 minutes or something just to come over to resolve a simple ruling dispute. And it really, like, I understand, like, you've got a big national that's round 8, but, like, it shouldn't take 15 minutes to resolve a simple, like, ruling that's been on the judge's page for months. You know what I mean? The only other thing that really kind of, like, annoyed me about nationals was that the judge, they were using the ruling for, how to explain? They were using the ruling for the new time rules, except they were using it in the single elimination event. So like if you played in one of the kind of what they call the quote unquote regional, or one of the God, I'm trying to remember now. The new regional or the new or the like the mini regional or the last chance qualifiers, they use the new time rules, even though on their website it says the single elimination. So it did kind of bug me. I also I'm guessing maybe the and the whole OTS thing kind of was weird. How they like used a new OTS pack. They gave us old OTS packs, which is cool. You seeing people pull like stuff like Bujin Yamato or like Ultimates, or like a guy pulled Duality. There was a guy who pulled Dragoons. Like this was like OTS 3, I think. So those are pretty cool to have an old OTS pack like that. Because I'm telling you, they didn't give that out at Houston, although I didn't play in many of the side events. But what the fuck? These aren't bullets. These aren't rockets. Hey, Vlad, how are you? Good to see you, man. In fact, Vlad, let me see. Anyways, Vlad, I'm great. I guess I had a pretty fun day off. Mostly just like kind of like catching up on video content and like trying to get my Battlefront 2 to work. Like that's basically been my day off. It amazes me how EA manages to break everything. Overall, it was a pretty fun day. Like I didn't spend most of my day doing that, at least. There's a griffin. It's a griffin. I think Griffin Pass is a new meme, Vlad. Griffin Pass. Like we were play testing. I was testing out Danger against his rocket deck, his bullet deck, and I think I went Griffin Pass like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, D Heroes do have some pretty cool cards, definitely. I do like D Heroes are a pretty cool little deck, I have to admit. It's a sleeper. Right, yeah, you got it, man. You can have that. But anyway, so actually today also the other goal was to kind of dust off some older decks like Herald and kind of take to my new locals. That was the other main goal, was to dust off. No, it wasn't a match. You had it, man. Like there was no, like I don't know. I don't really like Gil Dogra all that much, and I don't know if I like the Garn. I feel like if I'm gonna play Brilliant Fusion, I really need to play the. So let's kind of strip this to the bare bones. Oh, that's a Pendulum Magician deck, but like I play Pendulum is my main deck. Like that was the deck I played at locals last weekend and didn't. I got 2-0'd by Black Wings, if it gives you an idea. So I don't know if I am the expert on the deck, really though. Like I tend to mess up basic shenanigans. I take that out. Okay. This card's actually, I think, pretty good, though. In a little ways, it's better than Dogra because it's a spell, at least. So, like, you can discard it, I guess. But I kind of wanted to strip the deck to the bare bones and figure out the other ratios. It's just been a long time since I played Herald. Yeah, but other than that, but I'll probably finish that up later. So, I did see some new cards in Cybernetic Horizon that did kind of interest me for Dark Magician. I just don't know how good this Zedr, whatever card is called, Zedrus is. I see people playing it. It's like, so, you're playing a card that says, you're basically, I always tell players when they build Dark Magician is don't set up your board so Eternal Soul getting popped would mess you up. So, like, But this thing is supposed to, like, I guess, like, because everyone, but, like, yeah, pendulums are kind of budget. I mean, Electromite's only, like, $20 now, so, like, you kind of need at least 2, if not 3. Granted, you can get away with 2, 3 is ideal, is what I always, you can get away with 2, it's just you really do need 3. Like, if you want, 3 comes up in a lot of, depending, like, if you're playing against pure Sky Strikers, you'll be glad you played 3. Let's just put it that way. It's been so... Now, this deck must be old. It's got, like, a freaking... Like, it's got Dandelion. This will play one more game. We'll call it quit. I forgot, Vlad. I gotta give you your sword. Yay, Vlad got sword now. Granted, I have so many admins as it is I probably need new. But I figured why not. Vlad is an admin everywhere. The thing about like, my locals actually let us use the new cards from. I guess it depends on the locals, but the one I went to, just for the second sneak, did actually let us use the new cards from the new set. Like some of them don't. I guess it just depends on the locals. I also learned a new ruling, so, like, if I knew this, I kind of knew this already, but if I was playing against Burning Abyss, so let's say you Borreload something and then it gets Farfud, you actually get to keep, let's say so in this situation, I have a Borreload, my opponent has a Grand Pulse, I use Borreload to take his Grand Pulse, and later on he Farfus away the Grand Pulse. I actually, when that, it's the sword pun. I guess I did, but oh well. But Farfa actually resets everything when it's banished. So like, it was the same thing if you Farfed away something that was under Dijin, that had a Dijin on it. So, like, long story short, you get to keep the monster that you take with Borreload if it gets Farfed. It's a really weird interaction, but it's pretty cool. Like, I didn't know that's how it worked either. Well, I kind of knew how it worked, but you know how it is. Effective Darkworm. This is not an ideal hand by any stretch of the imagination. Because, like, well, like, it seems good, but then you're like, oh, I have to normal summon the Black Fang. It's going to be kind of an awkward hand to play out of. Because we don't have a Pendulum Scale at this point. Boop, boop. The new end of match procedures are kind of annoying. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I mean, I knew it because I know I kind of had the idea, like, how, like, if you Farfed a monster that had Colossalus that had Dijin on it, it would lose it. It's not a new ruling. It's kind of it's just kind of a weird interaction. I don't know if I like the Curtain Raisers in here more for it. I did really like the Avions that I had in because it saved my ass. Well, when your opponent opens Nat Beast on you and you top deck Avion as your 6th card, you're pretty happy. So, because on the way to locals, I was debating. Like, I was talking to my friend I went with. I was debating. Okay, I asked him. Okay, do you think I should cut? Do you think I should change out my Avion's my upstart for? I'm trying to remember the card now. Curtain Raisers, and he said no. He said no. He's like, just Avion's fantastic, and we play round 3, and he opens Nat Beast, and I go chronograph into Avion and punch it over. Avion's just a really difficult monster for a lot of decks to deal with. I need a low scale. Oh, I know what to do. That's perfect. Here, we're gonna put this one in the extra deck. Boop. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a great time against. I mean, I lost to Goki and Altergeist in the little mini regionals playing Zafra. So the Goki player, I had Valor for his Isolde, but he flipped Order on me. That's always fun. Well, I had Foolish Burial in my hand, so if not for the order, what I would have done was normal summoned a monster, then used Jushudo to make Black Rose and OTK him. Like, it wouldn't have been a problem. It's just you had order. Like, what Goki player main decks order? Okay, that's what we need. All right, we got it, boys. We got it. Okay, so we can go Chronograph Effect here, I guess. I don't know. We don't really. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind Goki as a deck. It's just, I mean, I don't find. I spent most of the weekend playing against Goki. It's actually not an unfun deck to play against, for sure. But I understand. I mean, Goki's not a totally unfun deck to play against. I did spend most of the weekend like playtesting against my buddy's build. So here we can actually, I think we should just make Naruto. Just not good, but we can just make Naruto and Tornado Dragon, I guess. I mean, yeah, because now with Goki you have the you have the combo with the where you can where you can make Gumbalar, which is really good. Like good. Have I tried out Crusadia? I have a list. The little bit I know of the deck, it does seem very linear. A little bit I haven't played it a lot, but the little bit I tested of it, it looks very. It reminds me a lot of more linear. It reminds me like a New Age Fluffles, except like it's a lot, except it's a little bit more consistent than those decks were in some ways, but it's super, super linear. Super, super linear. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Like, it's super, super linear. But, like, it seems pretty cool. It's nice that they have a kind of like Lance that you can search, but the other problem... So what'd you find, tech, Vlad? You always surprise me with the spicy techs. Okay, so do we have any materials to fetch back? We do not. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and end our turn. Yeah, I know that whole Griffin lock. It's just what my buddy Randy told me. He said it takes too many like resources because like you can. It's just Goki extra decks are so tight. Like you have no room in Goki at all. Absolutely none. Like looking at his extra deck from a little bit I recall. Because he was playing, he almost got his qualifier. He just lost in the final round. I had a buddy playing Goki at the event. Wow, like we make Naruto against Tornado Dragon, and it's the one deck where it's like not very good. This is like the one time it's like, yeah. I mean, what is this? Is this card? Straight back card effect? I mean, I just wonder why you would play Bostaros of all things in Mermail. Oh yeah, I run Dweller. It's just I make Tornado Dragon when I'm going blind. I mean, granted in this meta you could justify making Dweller, but like if you Tornado, the majority of them, if the metas, it really depends on the meta. Like I don't like making Dweller going blind. Granted, Dweller's a little bit better against Koki. But Tornado Dragon's a little bit better against Trickstar. I do run Dweller. Like That's pretty good, actually. So you can say limit. Let me read limit code. Well, because the whole thing about that deck is, like, it's super, super linear in terms of what it does. So that's the main problem. But, like, so times when you have to go first, this would be pretty good. If you have any cybers, you can, let me read. Card leaves the field, destroy the equipped monster. I don't know if it's this card talking about. I'm reading it. Place 1 counter on this card for each of those monsters. If you do, special summon 1 Kotok. Okay, yeah. So that's actually pretty decent. You can summon Transcode in your opponent's turn. That's pretty good. And then I actually kind of like that. I mean, it helps because it at least gives you a play going first that doesn't completely suck. Because like the deck can't really do anything going first in my experience. But because that's all. Granted, if I was going to play a deck like that, I'd probably still play Fluffles just because Fluffles are more fun. Speaking of Fluffles. Fluffles. Looks like a pretty standard list. I mean, there's no... It's been a while since I've looked at Fluffles, so... Oh, yeah, this is an old list. It has Fusion Recycling Plant. Ugh. Gosh, some of these lists are so old. Just looking at them. Okay, makes sense. I mean, I haven't actually read the Crusadia links. Are they all Cybers type? I mean, I know the big one probably is. Oh, the big one is Cybers type, so like it's not a big deal. Like you can revive it with. It's kind of neat. You can. It's kind of a neat little play. Definitely think it's. I definitely think it's cute. The only thing I don't like about the archetype is the fact the Lance is good, and it's good, but the problem with it is that it makes your big guy unaffected by everything else. And the whole point of the deck is to make big guy with like 5,000, 9,000 attack and smack your opponent in the face. That's the whole point of the deck. Obviously, funny thing about Steven Triff, my buddy who played Burning Abyss, Sekka Burning Abyss at Nats, actually 2-0'd him. Granted, because like he knows what he always. Steven's pretty good if you don't know who he is. He's pretty good at playing off like. How to explain? He's pretty good at playing off like being kind of a bit ignorant, and then you play again, and then he knows what he's doing. But like he got hand trapped both games. It happens. But my friend playing Sekka BA actually played against him at Nationals and 2-0'd him. Rip. It was actually, but it was pretty. But I do think Triff is a guy. Well, I know I'm not the hugest fan of his, but I do give him credit for being creative. That's definitely the case. It's the same, keeping it alive. Frank's the same way on the DDD page, like still finding ways to kind of make DDDs at least not terrible. I've seen some combos with DDDs that are at least not can still do those 3-4 card combos at least. It's just not the same with Link summoning though. It never will be, which is the sad part. That's the deck I probably miss from Link's kind of killed off the most that I play is that I'm trying. Like I have a build on the channel and it works, but like DDDs and Links don't mix. They really do need their own Link monster because like the deck just doesn't flow the way it used to, where you could like do dumb things like draw 4 cards off a librarian. That was probably my favorite. That was my personal favorite combo. I was always an advocate of because you could make the Trinity board, but Zoo could break it so easily that you needed to have, follow-up plays in case. So that's kind of where the Librarian combo came in, because you would draw 4 cards and then you would be fine. Okay, this is actually pretty good. So we got Cerberus, we got Desires. I'm fine with that. A lot of people usually like Ash or Cerberus because it does make things a little bit awkward if you don't have the rest of the cards to play with in your hand. But, I don't know. Okay, so, wait, okay. Wait, let me think how I'm going to do this. Okay. Do you want to activate the Desires now? Yeah, I definitely want to do that. We're going to activate this now. Show me that Ash Blossom. Nope. Okay. It's kind of a good thing, I think. So let's see what we banished. That's actually pretty good. Getting ashed on desires. Funny thing, my desires, like in all the active, like I've had it ashed online, but it's never happened to me like with desires. And well, the thing is, like most situations, like with desires, getting ashed kind of sucks. But the way I look at it is that like desires is kind of like that card that you kind of just need to keep going. So that's the main thing. We're gonna go ahead and send Dark Worm to the grave. I mean, I've activated desires a lot, and it's never in actual tournaments, and it's never been ashed. So, granted, I haven't played it in a deck in a long time. I'm pretty sure I still had a gate 0 left in deck, so hand. Activate. Jackal. Under the lights. In before Ghost Ogre. Trying to check. I'm looking through my deck to see what targets are left. Still have Wisdom Eyes. But what do I want? Okay. Yeah, I gotta do that. Okay. Just making sure I still have targets left in deck for Wisdom. Another Ash Blossom. It's like another one. I guess this time I think Guardian has a good point that we probably should make Dweller instead of Okay, so I can only summon 2 from the extra deck at this point, so I don't know. I think I'll just have to leave the Jackal out because I think I have to, because well, I do have the Dark Worm in hand. That's true. So I still can end on a Dweller too. Then we're going to link these. To Metatron, the effects of Absolute, summon the Vortex. Simple shit. Oh, no. No. I didn't want to do that. God damn it. Left. There we go. No grave effects for you. Well, with Dweller, the thing I always said about the card is that the reason I play it is because there was one time at locals where I went to where I decided to cut Dweller from my extra deck. My opponent decided to I got ran and I lost. So, sure, reveal. I mean, you're not getting Wings' effect in this particular case, so rip. Start. This card is sent to the graveyard. You can target one of your banished right for fusions, add it to your hand. Okay, so not relevant in this case. Although Dweller actually I think might have. But what kind of back rows are you playing in Fluffles? Like, you shouldn't be playing traps in Fluffles. I just find that weird that he set 2 cards first before doing anything. Like, if you're playing Fluffles, you're not using trap cards. You're playing Called by the Graves, stuff like that. Bad hand to me. Well, it really didn't matter. You're under Dweller, so it doesn't matter. That implies I know how to read in the first place, right? Oh yeah, I could have turned the Vortex in attack mode and done more damage, but it wouldn't have been game, so... I mean, it sucks. It happens. I mean, this is kind of a more, like... Okay, so he's taking 47, so it would have been... He would have been on 800, so I guess it's no big deal. We're going to end our turn. There we go. Dweller has done its job. Chats. Oh, well. I really don't care. This will probably be my... This will be my last game before I have to go eat. I just... I mean, I really don't care at this point. No, I'm giving him more turns, but he bricked, so let's, you know, we don't have to just be like mean and hey Jeff is good meme. I do miss having like, okay, yeah, you got it. Anyways, guys, so plans for the next, so tonight the ban list related discussion should be up very, very soon. I just gotta, hopefully, cross fingers, I can just upload it. It's gonna be up as soon as I'm done, and I'm gonna immediately upload it as soon as the stream is over, and hopefully I won't have to roll it through the converter. And later this week I'll have like an actual in-depth ban list video talking about the current list, but this current video that's going up tonight talking about cards that I was upset when they were hit, and it's mostly talking about just retrospect stuff, like thinking, like looking back at how I was salty about a card was hit and how I felt about it later. That's going up tonight, and then a ban list discussion is going up later this week, and next week will be Herald and Dark Magician deck profiles will be going up. So anyways, that comes into the stream, guys. I'm hoping to be streaming again on Saturday. We will see. But anyway, guys, always thank you guys for watching. So